Right, ebusuan mo bibia kwa ban fambra 2k ni sem blogs no YouTube so say ebusuan for ya ba as usual. Oso e wo Ghana ha se ne ba. Ne da hwefo ne atiefo nyina. Na ebusuan no kase no after say eye John Dramani Mahama ebusuan ore ne eye abato ne kese da Ghana fo nyina enim no. Ebusuan sem ahodo bi koso na ebe me akoni akwakwoti nsem. Meso so be nyabre. Ai nyabre. Wa bre kwa kwoti sa ensem we aba. Meso so darima. Obu ne ndi kwa so anse be kwa kwoti. So nya subscribe ya. Na wa subscribe e de amami yenko inkuti ensene famra.
Doctor, you were defense minister, you know 5,000 armed men and women, that's 5 battalions, isn't it?
No, we have 5, no, 10 battalions.
Battalion is 1,000, isn't it?
That's 5 battalions.
You mobilize 5,000 battalions. 5 battalions. Hey, sorry. You mobilize 5 battalions to count votes. Hey, what is this? And you see, for the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, look, she's my friend. No, she's my friend. Yes, she's been my friend for many years.
What friend you have?
Well, but you're also my friend. Don't forget.
Yes, but I mean, you have your right friend, and there's a friend who hold that is established.
You know, yeah, today there will be 2 armored vehicles in front of your house. For how long are you going to have armored vehicles in front of your house to protect you? How long? Very soon, one day, those armored vehicles will not be there. You should be protected by your integrity.
Fantastic. You
should be protected by your commitment to build a new Ghana where fairness is at play. Rather than armored vehicles, these armored vehicles, they don't protect you. And listen, the armored vehicles by themselves do not provide the protection. It is the people who drive them, who operate them, who give you the protection. How do you read their minds? This election has shown that amongst the police service and the military, the government is in the minority. And indeed, the vote was secret. It is possible that all those men in those armored vehicles standing in front of your house voted NDC. It is possible. How can you trust them?
And the NDC won them.
How can you trust the men who are managing, moving those armored vehicles and so on? It's an empty, useless exercise. It gives you no protection. You are better protected if you do things that the people of Ghana think is right, rather than these armored vehicles. And don't allow people in government to deceive you. Don't allow people in government to deceive you by giving you armed protection and so on. For what? I mean, we also Afarijan. Afarijan, Smoking Joe. He moved even without police escort. He drove his own car around and so on. Charlotte Osei, we saw her. She didn't have armored vehicles protecting her and so on. Why do you have this level of protection? Ask yourself why you have this level of protection. Now I'm told, and it hasn't been confirmed, but I'm told that the Director of Elections of the National Democratic Congress is seeking to review or change the decision of the High Court and has filed processes and so on. Now, if that is the case, then we are going to have to send these 5,000 policemen and women who mobilize to Accra back home. Who is bearing the cost? Who is bearing the cost? You see, so many things have happened in the aftermath of this election that must be exceedingly worrying for every Ghanaian who wants to see this country progress. One of the things that has been most shocking for me, Senna, one of the things that has been most shocking for me is to discover that in one coalition center, the pink sheet that the NDC agents are holding is different from the pink sheet of the Electoral Commission and different from the pink sheet that the NPP taps are holding. How is that possible? Because it's the same document with triplicate or quadruplicate. You understand? So how can the first sheet be different from the second sheet and different from the third sheet? How is that possible? The only way that can be possible is if somebody tries to rig. If there's no attempt to rig, the pooling, the pink sheets should be the same. But we have had cases where all the different people involved in the process have different pink sheets. How is that possible? Massa, how is that possible? Magic?
It is possible. When they said it's possible, they know the meaning of it. It's possible.
You see, so I'm completely baffled. But you see, what is happening now was foretold. If you have your ears to the ground, what is happening now is foretold. I watched somebody on a Kumasi television station, and somebody who has self-declared his allegiance to the New Patriotic Party. And this person sits on television, looks us all in the face and says that, oh, as of this election, we know that the people won't vote for us. Listen, says that we know that the people won't vote for us, but we will win the elections. How do you win the election when the people don't vote for you? And he explains further. He says, we have dwarfs. So the dwarfs will go and change the election results. Now, when you hear people in a political party talking like this, what are they telling us? They are telling us that they will rig the elections. Finish. No more explanation. They will rig the election. Dwarfs will go and change the election results. And then I heard another leading activist of the party saying that there are more than 1 million ways of winning elections. 1 million ways of winning elections. What are those ways? ABA, what are those ways? 1 million ways of winning elections. What does that message mean? It only points to attempts at rigging. You understand? And then there were other statements. I mean, you know those statements. So what is happening now was foretold. Okay? I want to send out a message to all the people and institutions who are involved in this shenanigans. Look, the outcome of this election is a reflection of the anger, the frustration, and the pain of the Ghanaian people, no doubt. The Ghanaian people have endured incessant increases in fuel prices. They've endured it. They haven't routed. They haven't broken heads and so on. They endured it with grace and decorum. The Ghanaian people endured astronomical increases in food prices with grace, with decorum, and so on. They have endured insults from half-baked lunatic politicians. They've endured these insults. We've endured so much. Please don't inflict violence, needless violence on this society. That is taking us too far. You have messed us up. You have insulted us. You have punished us. You've inflicted pain on us and so on. Don't take us to the next level of visiting us with violence. Because we will not allow you. We will stop you in your tracks. The Ghanaian people in their collective will resist this madness of pushing this country to the brink, leading to violence. It will not be tolerated by anybody. And the earlier our leaders woke up to this reality, the better it will be for them, for us, and for the world, and for everybody. They have to wake up to this reality. You see, Sana, one of the things too which has happened in the aftermath of this election is a general lawlessness. General lawlessness. Reports of looting here, reports of looting there, and so on. Initially, the propaganda machine of the New Patriotic Party made it look and sound like all those involved in these acts of hooliganism were NDC elements. Only for the truth to emerge that indeed some NDC elements were involved in it, but also there were activists of the New Patriotic Party, leaders of the New Patriotic Party, who were involved in the hooliganism. You know the case around the central region, Winneba area, where people went for iron rods and fertilizers and so on. It turned out that the NDC cadres were the people preventing the thievery of the state resources. And that thievery was being orchestrated by elements associated with the New Patriotic Party and some of its members. Now my shock is that in the face of this lawlessness, the President of the Republic, the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, and the Chairman of the Police Council turned around and asked the President-elect to take action to stop the hooliganism. What? What powers does the President-elect have? No powers at all. He's just President-elect. You are still sitting there, Supreme Commander of the Ghana Armed Forces, Chairman of the Police Council and so on. And you are calling on a powerless President-elect to take action. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Strange. But that happened. The other thing which is happening, which is also surprising, is the rush to secure appointments, to appoint people to state institutions. And the reports we are getting is that thousands are being employed in the dying minutes. Now, if you wanted to employ them, why didn't you employ them last year or 6 months ago? Why now? What are you trying to do? So all kinds of things are being done. Now, they are not even being done in secret. Some of it is being done in the full view, full glare of the public. They have the effrontery to actually go to Parliament and ask for tax exemptions in the dying moments. You have 2 weeks to get out of office. We are in a hurry to get tax exemptions. Why? In any case, who has given this country a cost-benefit analysis of these tax exemptions? The tax exemptions are not given for nothing. They are given in order to achieve a certain objective. We should be able to provide a cost-benefit analysis of the tax exemptions. What has it done to the economy? What has it done to industry? And so on. Then, on the basis of the empirical evidence, we can decide how to go forward. No cost-benefit analysis has been done. No cost-benefit analysis has been done. But they rush to Parliament and they insist on giving tax exemptions. Amazing! Completely amazing. It doesn't end there. Because of the transition, the envisaged transition and so on, there is no budget for next year. Because it is presumed that the incoming administration has to prepare its own budget based on its own sense of priorities and so on. So what is normally done is that an interim arrangement is presented to Parliament for approval so that January, government workers can get their pay. They can pay their rent, pay their children's school fees and so on, so that they can survive for the month of January and so on. Now, when you hear some of these MPs the way they talk, they are almost blackmailing the country and saying that, look, if you don't approve the tax exemptions and approve the loans we want to take in the dying moments, we will not present the budget. What blackmail? This is a clear case of blackmail. You understand? In any case, these tax exemptions and loan agreements and so on, they had the opportunity to go and defend it in Parliament 2 times. They refused to go to Parliament. Now in the dying moment, you are steamrolling all of us to go and approve loans. You have 2 weeks to stay in office. What are you going to do with the loans? 2 weeks to stay in office. What are you going to do with the loans? And because those loans are not